What is going on, Roland Empire here, guys? To give you a video, give you a It's funny that it's an older movie, but still 22 years, a 2 year update of a film that I just wanted to see again, obviously in the spirit of season of giving and all the giving and all and stuff, and just be like, give myself a take with the recent the latest film for Halloween, and just see how it stands up. So you guys know Halloween. This was an attempt of a direct sequel to the original, and this follows up now. Laurie and Michael banter that apparently it's again she's going through the trauma. He kind of basically wants to go out and kind of finish what he started in a sense. Yeah, finish what he started. And it's kind of like, within all these kind of coincidences and that goes around within the neighborhood, I guess, people just, they just meet up, where they're mostly familiar with being in the same place and all. And then this one, if you guys know, I adore the franchise. The first one really sets a certain standard for me, and I will still see any one of these films when I can, just for the sake of enjoyment. But this one had a responsibility to be like, okay, we're doing again the canon of the franchise and stuff, and how they're gonna make this a direct sequel. Those are certain like things that you question, you definitely question and all, and then like seeing the film again, now like how does it hold up to me and stuff. And for the film, it's still really enjoyable. I like the certain things that they do that is paying kind of homage for this one out, and then the other part that is like the more modern kind of recent kind of thriller kind of movies, it's fine. But for the standard that Halloween is, it could have been better. Okay, there are certain things that, yeah, I like how they do homages, and right here they actually pay them off and they make them their own unique way. I like how they set certain things that are like kind of reminders of the film, for the first one to this one to the newest. But other things that I wish they would have captured more, and I get it. I get it that every director has their own style, but kind of add more of still what makes the franchise. Like what I really like about the movies, what I always just thought is the lighting, it's the mood, the atmosphere, the tone that it adds, and all that. Just realizing the suspense, and I didn't get enough suspense in the movie. It's still enjoyable. It's enjoyable what goes on, how especially the two main characters, okay, Laurie and Michael. Definitely Laurie and Michael, they make it interesting. It's like they have to go through so much to them eventually them collide, and I want to see more of that. And I feel like there were just certain parts I'm like, why are we focusing on all these parts of of school, of the family? We could have made it as contained as we could with similar elements still, and made it more impactful. I get that there's a lot of kind of catering to certain audiences, but you know what your audience is just cater to that, and make it somehow like that. You don't need to make it, yeah, a reboot. Like, you don't have to make a reboot kind of reimagine. Make its own thing, but add more of what made it so successful. Add that. And I get it. There's that supernatural and the human element, and I get that they wanted to push one way, but I'm like, push in the middle. Show that, there's still a little bit of both. And sometimes I feel like it was leaning in one way, leaning in another way. It's just all that kind of stuff. Like, you wanted to go leaning one way and then leaning the other way. And I'm just like, couldn't you kind of decide that maybe just have a middle ground kind of like, and just to know like the motives also. It would have been interesting to have still a bit of part two. I think there would have been a way to include the original part two and then make it somehow make sense in this new one. Just it would have been nice if that's how the canon was. The canon, so we could have made it like, oh, the stakes are bigger. The stakes are just bigger and the stakes are rising. Like, this is so intense. But realizing that it's just a two-part film at the time, I'm like, it's not bad, but it just could be better. And if it was a three-part saga so far, because I know we got more films and all, I'm like, you could have built it up more. You could have built it up and have more of a high suspense. And again, like I do like in all the movies, there's always a part. There's always a part that you're like, oh, that was good. Oh, that was good. Certain kind of camera angles they got, like certain parts of the acting and the whole human interactions that they shape up. Just all that composition. The composition sometimes I've got, but I'm like, I want more of that. It's not a bad movie, but I want more of the suspense that made it so familiar for this franchise. And yeah, like it's one that I'm like, you could go and watch again. You can watch, but it's also maybe a case when you need to show it to someone because you have better movies, but if you want to add this one like as a companion, if you want to have it like if you want to see it as when you're kind of doing a marathon or having a companion sequel, depending what time angle, the time angle that you go to, you can have a good time. But yeah, it's just this movie could have been better. It's still fun though. It's still really enjoyable. You could enjoy it. You could enjoy the film. But yes, guys, if I had to give a ranking for this one, I might have to give this Halloween a B. Let me know, guys, what you think of the whole franchise. What you guys think of this? Remember, these are my thoughts and opinions. These are just my thoughts and opinions. I thought the movie was good, but could have been better. Could have been better, but I really did enjoy it. I really thought it was good. So all this in the comments below. And as always, roll an empire, laugh, smile, repeat.